Today on Mega Man 8, someone gets their Tengus cooked. It's Tengu Man. We're fighting him today. So,
I'm Tengu Man.
Tengu Man is voiced by Daryl Stoger, who also did the voice for Bass in the intro. And presumably more of the game, we would assume. Bass probably won't go down quite that easily. Anyway, we got Thunderclaw last time. Thunderclaw is very useful. It actually helps platforming, though we're not going to see it this time around. But it just destroys enemies in a line, that's pretty useful. Very efficient with energy as well, we've got a whole lot of uses of it. So, Tengu Stage is a very mixed bag. Mainly because of these platforms. I hate these platforms right here. They move so erratically, and I hate platforming with them, it's completely uncomfortable. This gimmick isn't nearly as bad, though. Those spikes sure look painful. As long as we don't crash into them, though, we should be fine. You can just control this with left or right. No need to control these by firing. Of course, we also have to deal with wind in this stage. You might have noticed at the start, but yeah, we're just automatically pushed forward ever so slightly. Just right from the word go. And also, the other thing about this stage is, every once in a while you just get carpet bombed by Metools, which is not fun to me. However, this is actually a pretty distinct gimmick right here, and I kinda like it. We have an impromptu Shmup Stage. Obviously, you can just fire your Mega Buster normally, but in the party balls we can find in this stage, we actually get options in the form of Mega Man's various friends. Otto right here doesn't make a lot of appearances in this game, but he is voiced by Jack Evans, who is also the voice of Dr. Light. But yeah, anyway, Otto in this stage is pretty straightforward. He just fires off missiles a little infrequently compared to some of the other options in your own rate of fire, but he's pretty strong, and again, straightforward can be helpful. Beat might seem a little less useful. He doesn't quite actively go after enemies per se. Like, he'll kind of go forward when enemies get close, but Beat mainly acts as a very strong shield. As you can see right there, he kind of just destroyed a whale ship. It just touched him, and it died horribly. Just exploded on contact, so interesting shield. You kind of need to time things correctly with Beat, but Beat's not half bad, just maybe not as active on the offense as you might like. So we also have a checkpoint in the middle of the stage, in the middle of the shmup section. And right before we get to this Kappa ship, we also get Rush's upgrade. So when you get Rush as an option, he has a pretty frequent spread shot. Of course, it's not the strongest of the weapons you can get, but again, it's frequent, and it's a spread shot. And honestly, not a lot of the enemies can really survive many shots from Rush anyway. So, even being a little bit weaker, it's not too bad. And dang, last second that option switched to Eddie, who is the last of the options that I need to show off. Eddie has an interesting attack pattern, where he launches a bomb slightly upward and then it falls down. It's fairly powerful and great for enemies that appear below you, but of course, not super great if you have enemies above you, so when you have Eddie, try to stick to the top of the screen so that you can just take care of those enemies yourself, and so Eddie can take care of everything below you. Just don't be so high up that his bombs get stuck on the ceiling. So we've got a mini-boss here. We've got this ship's core, which has two attacks that are kind of hard to differentiate just on sight. I think it's more of a timing thing. Though, in addition, I think the more damage you do, eventually that just slims it down to one attack. You might have noticed I was dodging as though there was a laser, but it's not using the laser, probably because it's too damaged to really charge up that amount of energy for it, so you can kind of just sit in front of it and fire, but I was dodging just in case. And so that's the mini-boss. It's supposed to have helpers, but I kind of just decimated those before the battle even started. And that's it for the Shmup Stage, unfortunately. Yeah, you can only get 2 options at a time. I really wish there was a section where you could get all of them. That would have been cool. We do have another one of these sections, though, and it's a little tougher than the first one. You know, you gotta be a little more active because these spike balls sure are. There are some physics to deal with in terms of, like, how fast you move from one side to the other. You gain momentum pretty quickly, and then it's hard to lose it, but as long as you keep that in mind, it's not too difficult. And again, you don't travel by firing in the opposite direction or anything, so you just have to keep your own movement into account, not, like, adding extra buttons to it. We also had an absolutely terrifying bolt to get back there. Don't know why I did that in, you know, the actual, playthrough of the level, because again, I hate these platforms. They terrify me. I would like to not deal with these anymore. And I should be getting my wish right about now. Because this should be, yep, the end of the stage. Get a refill and go to the end. So, our enemy today is Tengu Man, who starts out up there.
It's just a kid. Don't make me laugh.
I really hate it when I find kids funny. It sucks. I'm gonna kill you now.
Alright, so, Tengu Man. Actually pretty tricky boss. All of his attacks need to be dodged differently. You want to stay close to him for that attack. You want to get as far away as possible for Tornado Hold. And that's Tornado Hold again. Yeah, when he dashes at you, you can kind of just jump anywhere, and then he makes himself vulnerable by coming down from the ceiling to try to land on you. But also, you can just shoot him pretty easily. Tornado Hold actually has a special animation if you get hit by it, and it's actually pretty cool. Though, given that animation and also just his default flying animation where he has his arms folded, Tengu Man actually has a lot of personality. And by personality, I mean smug bastard. Because, God, he just has the smuggest aura. He flies with his arms folded. He thinks he's better than you the whole time. It's actually really well done. Tengu Man's a pretty memorable boss because he is a shit, and I hate him, but I love him because of it. But yeah, pretty tough battle. If only because, like I said, all of his attacks need to be dodged differently. You want to be close for whatever the tornado ball was, but far away for Tornado Hold. It's an interesting dynamic that makes the battle pretty tricky. Well, now that Tengu Man doesn't have a hold on that region anymore, I guess next time on Mega Man 8 we'll move on. Though how did I not mention the background for this stage? It's so good! It's really pretty!